Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. See the California tag on that car? See my beautiful wife Sarah? I had to rent a car to come home as my business fails with paperwork because of the California and the truck being there. I had to rent a car, so I just leaving our complex now and heading on over to our accountant at H&H Tech Service. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys, show my brother Stevie K my new Invicta watch. I know he loves watches as I do. My wife let me buy it. So anyways, I had to rent a car from California. I left Tuesday and in the afternoon. And I got back to Wisconsin, in Kenosha, Wisconsin, last night at around 10:30, Mr. Clyde and I. So, anyways, I just wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody, and my wife wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. And I had to get home because if you're in trucking or whatever, you have a thing called IFTA and IRP. You have to renew those. And last year I made the mistake and didn't do it, and my authority was revoked for while I was in Texas, and I don't know what made me think of it. Anyways, I was like, oh shit, I forgot to do my, well, not forgot, I prolonged it, and I was revoked down in Texas. So, but they were kind enough in Wisconsin to let me do everything over the phone, which is a rarity. Like, that never happens. It was, I forgot exactly why they let me do it, but anyways, if you have your IFTA and IRP, don't forget to renew them. You got to get your struts done in your car. Trucks at the shop. My wife's got a Ford Show, a super high output. It's the Ford Taurus, but it's the Show. I guess it's not your mama's Ford, she says. So, if you know anything about the Ford Show, it's a nice, thing's fast, is what the cops use for their sedans. Anyways, this car is easy to exceed the speed limit. So, anyways, you don't need to see my ugly face now, but we're just heading on over to our accountant to take care of taxes, because as I waste away in California, my business is just basically falling to the wayside, not able to do all my paperwork because I can't access everything off of my tablet. So I had to come home to my PC and grab all my paperwork and do the miles for IRP and add the trucks and everything like that. So, but anyways, the mechanic, so the parts, I stopped at Jose's shop in Barstow because we're still looking for pistons, and Jose was able to find some pistons from his guy, so they're going to be there next week sometime. Well, then Tom over at Freightliner, our guy here at Truck Country in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, he still has not found pistons. I've been through like 8 different sources to try to find pistons, and the machine shop is still working on the crankshaft. And I had a snap off on Ricardo, the mechanic. Well, not really snap off, but I wasn't very pleasant to him because the guy is just, he doesn't keep you communicated like what's going on, and so we still needed crankshaft bearings from Freightliner. We needed a rear seal from they didn't have a rear seal. All these parts, nobody has them in California, so everything has to literally be shipped in, which sucks. So the crankshaft is still at the machine shop. The bearings and the rear main seal is not coming until Monday. So Tom's got the crankshaft bearings, so he's going to ship everything out Monday. Well, not everything, but the bearings and the crankshaft, or the crankshaft bearings and the rear seal. have all the other parts, but I had to stay in California at least until the majority of the parts arrived. But the broker on this load, so this is what's crazy about this whole thing. So it's been tomorrow, Saturday will be 3 weeks that the truck's been laid up and had to be towed to Selma and everything, blah, blah, blah. But you can't even, because of the, I guess, Penske and Ryder, because California is a different state, obviously. If this would have happened anywhere else in the country, probably wouldn't be having these problems. But because Penske and Ryder, they don't have any trucks available, like to rent. So I can't even rent a truck to take the load down to Desert Center, California. And then one of Ricardo's guys was actually going to possibly rent me his truck or take me down there, and I was going to pay him to take me down there. And, of course, like anything else, guy doesn't call, doesn't return the text, doesn't return the calls, so on and so on and so on. So everybody's, well, you know, what's going on? What's going on? Well, that's what's going on. Ryder and Penske don't have any available trucks because it's California, and two, there has been a shit ton of truck accidents around the country this time of year. But I guess this time of year, according to Penske and Ryder, that there's just been an overwhelming amount of trucks that have been crashed this time of year, so they don't have any trucks available in California. They don't know when they're going to be there. We can't find parts for the truck in California. So the hotel was costing us $150 a day with Mr. Clyde. For his pet fee was $30, but we get the corporate rate for $119 in Selma. And the hotel, I mean, shit, so I'm not going to be able to, I mean, I don't even know. So I rented this car, or we rented this car until the 5th of January. But then we had rented a van. Who's that piece of Chris Kidder, right? The one that we rented the van for out of Ohio from Enterprise?
Yeah.
So we rented a van a couple of years ago for this driver, Christopher Kidder, that we had. And I had to go out to Barstow, California, recover the truck because he was a piece of garbage as well. Why are we surrounded by pieces of garbage, Sarah?
Well, we're not. You're not a piece of garbage.
Yeah. My wife's not a piece of garbage. Well, why do we have such bad luck with pieces of garbage? It's crazy. So, but anyways, so we rented the van in Ohio and returned it to Kenosha, Wisconsin, so he could get all of his stuff out of his truck and get it over to the shop to put it in our truck so we could get him on the road. I don't remember them charging us a relocation fee or a shipping fee. So we rented the car from Selma, California, and my wife said, well, we should just return it to Kenosha, because obviously at $150 a day for the Best Western doesn't make financial sense if a car only costs you $40-some a day. So just call it $50 or whatever. And then, of course, the fuel or whatever the case is. So, when the gal picked me up for Enterprise, I told her, so I might just go ahead and change my reservation and change it so I can return the car in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And she says, well, you might want to think about doing that. And I said, why? She said, well, because depending on where the location is in the country, they're going to charge you a shipping fee to bring that car back from Kenosha, Wisconsin to Selma, California, which Enterprise is a nationwide company, so I don't understand why they would...
It makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. So why would they charge you to bring a car back? And the only thing I can come up with is because obviously it's crazy California emissions that maybe they have specialized cars or whatever. And we rented a Chevy Equinox. Initially, they told me it was going to be a Toyota Corolla, but the Equinox actually wasn't a bad car. I mean, it's not a Ford show, or it's not a Dodge or a Ram 2500 like we have for the shop, but it still rode really nice. And it was actually not bad. But anyway, so I'm going to call corporate on Monday and say, hey, listen, why is there a relocation fee? Because then she said, well, then if you return the car to Kenosha, then if you rent a car from Kenosha, they're going to charge you to bring the car back from Selma, California to Kenosha, Wisconsin. So I'm actually going to call corporate on Monday. Actually, I should actually call them today, because I wonder if maybe I can go, because I'm going back to Selma, if I just tell them, hey, listen, if I can not rent the car right now, and then I'll take the car back and I'll take the exact same car from Enterprise in Kenosha back to Selma, so maybe I can work out something like that. See how I'm the fixer, baby. That's what I do. I fix things. I'm the fixer. So anyways, I'm just giving you guys an update on what, the situation is. So Ryder and Penske, no rental trucks, around. The crankshaft, they don't know when the machine shop's going to be done with it. The pistons will come in next week at Jose's shop, so maybe on my way back to Selma, I might just go ahead and stop in by his shop, pick up the pistons, and drive them right to Selma myself. Because we're incurring a lot of charges on shipping fees and everything else, hotel, rental fee, and the insurance company is reimbursing us some of the money, but we're out of pocket a shit ton of money on this. So anyway, so if your truck breaks down on the road, it's a freaking nightmare, and but
I was just looking to see how much fuel we have.
oh, see how my wife says fuel? She doesn't say gas, she says fuel. Actually, AB, I want to slap you in your mouth when you say you got to stop and get gas and use a truck driver. I told myself, next time you say that, I'm going to bust you in your lip. When he says, yeah, I had to stop for gas. I'm like, dude, it's fuel, man. Not gas, it's fuel. I tell my wife's a truck driver's wife. So, but anyways, so those are the problems. So now, while I'm sitting in Selma, California, we're incurring $150 a day for the hotel. And it's, it's not a prison cell. I mean, if you were a prisoner and you're like, oh yeah, you got it so bad sitting in a nice, clean, Best Western hotel room with a fridge and a microwave and a colored television and
Prison cell.
everything else. What's that?
It's a prison cell if you have a whiny dog.
Yeah, it is a prison cell if you got a whiny ass, needy little boy with you called Clyde. But if you're a prisoner, you're like, how dare you? I mean, I couldn't be locked up. I'd probably have to kill myself. But the thing is while I'm sitting there, our business is, I wouldn't say failing, but it's going to the wayside. What is it?
Flailing.
Yeah, it's definitely flailing. So I had to get back and get shit done, man. And I know the broker, Andy, I know you're probably going to watch this video, and I know you don't know that I actually came home, but I am trying to rent. And maybe I might even be able to, no, I don't think that'll work. If I picked up a truck here, that would be too many miles. Because they charge you, if you have to rent I mean, there's not even day cabs available, but if you had to rent a truck, they also charge you mileage. It's not just a daily rental fee. And we get reimbursed, I think it's $1,000, I think, up to $1,000 for a rental fee. But if you're paying mileage and so on and so on and so on, so I had to kind of snap off on Ricardo this morning and say, the mechanic, and say, hey, listen, man, we gotta, but then after I told my wife, I'm like, I wouldn't say I was rude by any means, but I mean, I was stern, but I also told my wife, I'm like, you know what though, he's at the mercy of his machinist, just like I'm at the mercy of the mechanic, the machine shop, the parts people, the rental agency for the truck rental, the broker. I mean, I'm at the mercy of, and unfortunately ATS is the broker that we have on our trailer, but they're at the mercy of this whole thing as well. So you're not only just affecting, our lives, you're affecting their freight, you're affecting their customer as well. I mean, fortunate enough, it's going to a big job site that many of these loads are going to, but it's still, we do a lot of business with ATS, and it's not, at the end of the day, it's business, not biz nice, but, so everybody's being affected on this thing. But, so like I said, I left Tuesday afternoon, late afternoon, and arrived home last night at 10:30. That's 2,200 miles, 2200 miles. So anyways, my wife was actually going to drive out from work yesterday. She was going to drive out to California because flights were like $1,500, and then of course you have to ship him, so that's expensive. So then you have to get a carrier, and you got to do this and that. I don't want that poor little dude sitting underneath the airplane while she or I would be up in the passenger area, but. So that would have been $2,000, I'm sure. So my wife was going to drive out last night after work, and I told her, I said, absolutely not. What kind of husband would I be that I'm chilling in a hotel room while my wife is fighting the elements and mountains and everything else, and the weather back from California back home was not very nice. So, but anyways, it just makes more financial sense to rent the car and come back home instead of the money in a hotel room, plus my sanity, and plus Clyde's sanity and my wife's sanity and everything else. But like I said, and our business was flailing, like my wife said, that this is the end of the year today, literally, and trucking is there's a lot of shit to take care of, and we don't have our accountant take care of our IFTA or our IRP or UCR or this or that, so you got to figure out all that stuff, times, per truck or whatever the case is. So there's a lot of work involved, and I couldn't access everything from my tablet, and the hotel, they only have a limited computer. They don't have, because of the whole COVID thing, they don't have, the common area for you that you can actually access a computer system. It was just almost impossible to get anything done from the hotel. So unfortunately we had to rent a car and come back and incur more costs or whatever, but it was the right thing to do. And now we're just about to the accountant and taking care of stuff. So anyways, now I'm just babbling, but I just want to give you guys an update of where I am and what's going on, and like I said, we wish you guys a happy new year, and if you're Spanish or Mexican or speak Spanish, Feliz Año Nuevos is Happy New Year in Spanish. I hope I said that right. And anyways, God bless all you guys. Huh?
You said let's eat some beans.
Yeah. And just have a happy new year, and God bless everybody, and be safe. And thanks again for the 1,000 subscribers, and thanks always for watching, and thanks for your prayers and your comments and everything else. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.